Now to the latest information of an officer-involved shooting in Macomb. 2 officers are now out of the hospital and the suspect is in custody. Authorities say Shaking Mathis gave up after a 20-hour standoff. Police say he shot at officers while they were trying to serve an arrest warrant at his house. It all started at 6:45 last night. Police officers went to the home on North Normal Street to serve a search warrant. Per protocol, they announced their presence. That's when someone inside the home shot them. They were taken to a local hospital and then transferred to Peoria. Both officers were discharged from the hospital this afternoon. And police briefed us just about an hour ago after that suspect finally surrendered. Ben Schmidt has been at the scene all day long, and he joins us now with what we've learned about the man at the center of all this chaos.
At 4 p.m. we learned the name of the suspect involved in last night's shooting. Macomb Chief of Police Jeff Hamer announced that 38-year-old Shaking M. Mathis peacefully surrendered at around 2:10 p.m. Now behind me you can see the area where Mathis had been barricaded inside the house since an attempted search warrant last night. Police say he shot 2 officers, one in the torso and one in the leg, but both have been released from the hospital and are recovering. As a result, Mathis has been charged with 4 counts of aggravated battery to a police officer and 1 count of aggravated discharge of a firearm. Additional charges are also pending. The street is so closed it is currently an ongoing investigation, and law enforcement doesn't believe anyone else was inside the home but was not able to confirm at today's press conference. Now we will keep you updated as the investigation continues both on air and online. Working for you in Macomb, I'm Ben Schmidt.
Thanks, Ben. Tonight at 6, we'll learn more about the suspect and we'll hear from neighbors who have had a very active past 24 hours.
Well, Western Illinois University closed all operations at their Macomb and Quad Cities campuses today. The college made the announcement before classes were due to start. All students and faculty were advised to stay home. Now that the emergency has been resolved, WIU has announced all classes and operations will return to their normal schedules tomorrow.
And just hours ago, an overnight police standoff in Macomb ended in an arrest. It started last night about 6:45. Macomb police officers went to a home on North Normal Street to serve a search warrant. You see that. That's when they were shot by someone inside the home. The 2 officers taken to a local hospital and then transported to Peoria. About 45 minutes later, just after 7:30, students and faculty at the Western Illinois University's Macomb campus, which is in that same area, received an emergency alert. The second alert went out 2 hours later. Then at 10 p.m., the suspect was still inside the home, and that's when our crews arrived on the scene. Police briefed us for the very first time at 11 p.m. Just after 2 this afternoon, 38-year-old Shaking Mathis surrendered. Police did not confirm what the search warrant was for at today's news conference. It was also mentioned at the news conference that Mathis is believed to have some sort of criminal history, although the charges date back to over a decade ago. Both officers shot have since been released from that Peoria hospital and are now recovering at home.
Mathis is not a WIU or a Spoon student. There's no affiliation there. There's some limited criminal history that's over 12 years old. We did not have any criminal contact with the person, either with the sheriff's office or OPS or my department.
Although the shooting took place just footsteps from Western Illinois University, Mathis is not believed to have any affiliation, again, with the university or the campus. Neighbors tell us it was a chaotic night. Some were asked to stay inside their homes today until the situation was resolved. Richard Bennett is a pastor at University Baptist Church. Once he learned that he was stuck at home, he and his wife offered to do what they could to help.
But we've seen state, county, Galesburg police, and of course, City of Macomb and WIU police all throughout the evening. I've been up most of the night because I offered through police dispatch that if any of them needed to use the bathroom or needed coffee, to just come in the front door and announce themselves. And
Pastor Barnett says he doesn't know the man who lived in the house. In fact, he says until all of that unfolded last night, he thought the house was vacant. Well, new details. 2 police officers in Macomb were shot last night. The suspects then leading police in a standoff. News Channel 20's Ben Schmidt has been working for you to share how all of this unfolded.
What started as an attempt by the Macomb Police Department to serve a search warrant nearly 20 hours prior,
Not unusual at all. It was still daylight. The officers knocked and announced their presence.
led to 2 officers being shot and the suspect barricading himself inside the home. Meanwhile, other officers, ambulances, rescue teams, and more made trips to and from the 300 block of North Normal Street, eventually leading to a peaceful surrender. And the announcement that followed.
The suspect, Shaking M. Mathis, a 38-year-old male of the 300 block of North Normal Street in Macomb, was taken into custody without further incident and transported to the McDonough County Jail.
Mathis, who does have past criminal history, although over 12 years old, is facing 4 counts of aggravated battery to a police officer and 1 count of aggravated discharge of a firearm, along with other potential charges. Meanwhile, the 2 officers have already been discharged from the hospital and are recovering, leading Mayor Michael Inman to recognize their work.
I just want to double down on what the chief said about the bravery and dedication and commitment of our Macomb police. The last 24 hours, if anybody in this community had any doubt, that has been erased.
And for Mathis, next steps include a detention hearing on Friday. Working for you, I'm Ben Schmidt.
Thanks for watching. Stick around by subscribing today and don't miss a single video.